As we near the end of our conference, we have an exciting one here on Malaysia's Football Leagues Digital Transformation. This will be presented by Mr. James White, the Chief Partnership Officer of V Circle. And it's your chance to get your card here today.
Check, check. Oh, that's much better. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I'm sure you're all excited to hear another tech presentation. Almost the end of the day, so I'll try and make it brief and to the point. Just to let you know, I'm not a tech guy. I'm somebody like you. I come from the sports background, but I'm learning tech, and I'm realizing that the money, the future money, is in digital and social media marketing. So. As a sponsorship sales guy, I heard so many times over the last few years, we don't have interest in sponsorship anymore. The sponsorship proposals have not changed, even though the world around us has. The sponsorship proposals still look the same way they did 25 years ago. But where's the social media? Where's the digital engagement? How can you deliver me as a brand to the fans who will actually want to purchase my product? So this is what the issue was with the Malaysian Football League, and we worked with them to create a creative solution. I'd like to share that with you today. So just a little background on football in Malaysia. Football in Malaysia is like basketball here in the Philippines. It's the top sport. The league in Malaysia is the most watched football element. Over 25,000 minutes of content is produced every year. It's the most watched program in Malaysia as well. 2021, 2022, the cup competition is usually the #1 viewed show in Malaysia. So even more highly viewed than the FIFA World Cup. So Malaysia football is very, very big, very important, huge viewership, huge following. But how much money were they making from these fans? Zero. They were making zero from the fans. From sponsorship, they were making very, very good money. They had, I think, 12 or 13 brands working with them. We were actually able to bring in a digital bank, the first digital bank in Malaysia, on the back of the creation of a new social media digital platform for the MFL. So that deal alone generated about $750,000 US. And the reason they came in was to get directly to the fans of the league. So they would not have had that deal without the creation of the platform. So that was an immediate win for us and for the league. So why? Why did we create this platform? As we've heard from the previous presentations, the costs of running a team are increasing. The revenue streams are changing. Media revenue is reducing in many cases. Sponsorship, as I mentioned, the options of sponsorship are dwindling because they're moving more to social media and digital marketing. The way that we look at sponsorship has changed. The brands, the fans are all moving to social media. So how can we change things in a digital age to mirror the tendencies of our fans? Basically, the digital platforms like e-commerce, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, this is where people are spending their time these days. And as we saw in the previous presentations, the age of our fans is increasing because kids they just don't have time to come and watch a full game. They are not interested to sit back and watch a game as people my age would still do these days. So the digital platforms are rising in interest, rising 3-4 hours a day people are spending on social media. So you need to mirror that behavior. Don't fight it, mirror that, bring that into your own digital environment. Fans now spend more time online and on apps and on social media than they ever have. And also they spend. So these organizations such as Shopee, YouTube, Instagram, they own your fan data. Now how fair is that? You struggle hard to build their fan base, and then you give them all to a third party, and Zuckerberg and Google monetize your hard work. That's not fair. So we're here to say take that back. Take back ownership of your fan data. So what we did was create a new platform which mirrors it. It's not building anything new. We're taking all of the things that exist in social media, from YouTube, from Instagram, from Facebook, TikTok, as well as e-commerce, and integrating that into a white label solution that is labeled under your brand. So in this case, it was MFL Live, which looks like YouTube, it looks like Netflix, basically things that you're familiar navigating with, and it has all the same information that the previous website had in terms of stats, data, but also has the engagement elements, the social media content, live streaming, all under one roof. So there's only a one-stop shop. You don't need to go 4 or 5 different places to consume, discuss, share, and buy. So why don't we take a look at what we've built? There you go. So there's a little visual example, and I think sometimes a video with good music kind of shakes things up. So moving on, we certainly wanted our client to own their own fan data, and that is something that has been discussed earlier today. I think that is the most important point on the commercialization section for today from Samir, from Tim, from myself. The message is to own your own fan data. With the platform that we built for MFL Live, it allows them, every time someone comes in and looks at something, watches something, creates content, buys something, all of that data creates a rich data passport of that individual. And that is the data that sponsors are looking for, that advertisers are looking for. Once you have that, you can sell in the same way that Google Ads or Facebook Ads sells. And basically, those organizations deliver you sales. So when you're able to guarantee sales to advertisers and sponsors, those guys are going to bring their budget to you. Also, we know who the fans are. Once you have the fan data, you know, as I mentioned, you have a rich data passport on each fan. So you know how old they are, where they live, how much money they earn, all the different things that they're interested in. So once you have that, you're able to, with precision, deliver, and through our programmatic ads that we have inserted into the platform, we can deliver your message directly to the people who are most likely to buy it. And that generates growth for your league, growth for your club, for your federation, association, and also for the sponsors' revenue. If you're able to deliver revenue increases to sponsors, they're going to be lining up at your door. So as everyone knows, social media is just an excuse to gather data. These platforms are there only to gather your data. So we've built an excuse, which is MFL Live, where fans are going to come and they're going to have a great time. They're going to be able to engage with each other, the clubs, the players, etc., through gamification, engagement, content, and e-commerce. And at the end of the day, that generates money. Money for the organization, money for the clubs, and everyone who participates in the content stream. So it's not, the content doesn't need to be only created by you, the club, or by the MFL, the league. They offer opportunities for the league to create content, the clubs, the players, user-generated content. So we can all have our own channel on the MFL Live platform. And when the MFL only creates 10% of the total content, then they're going to be making millions of dollars every month. If you think about it, YouTube or Instagram doesn't create content. We all do, right? So that's the biggest piece of MFL Live, is allowing user-generated content to populate their platform. So in terms of the ecosystem of who can monetize, sponsors. Sponsorship is a monetization vehicle. Programmatic advertising, these are all the different revenue streams that the platform has. Social commerce, we call it social commerce because our e-commerce engine sits on top of the video. So while you're watching content or participating in content, you can purchase products that are related to that content without leaving the content. So you don't click a link and go away. You're purchasing the product, looking at your variants, putting in your purchase information, and buying it without leaving the content. Because when you're watching the content, that's when you're most engaged. So you're two to three times more likely to purchase something. And that's what we call social commerce. We also have embedded services, so preferred partners of the MFL. So if you need to re-up your car insurance, or if you need to purchase something easy, or we have all these services available right there for you to purchase. And basically, because they're fans of the MFL, the fans will listen to the MFL when they make recommendations. And also all the microtransactions, like pay-per-view, subscriptions, tipping. When I create a live stream talking about the MFL, you can tip me. I say, hey, put a little something in the tip box so that I can continue to make these videos. So having all these different, every time you tip me, the platform, Malaysian Football League, earns a piece of that. I, as a content creator, earn a piece of that. So there's multiple revenue streams for multiple individuals. So also we're allowing people to engage beyond the games themselves through fan voting and polling. And this is sponsored. As you can see, Malaysian Airlines sponsors one of the votes. It's called the Flying Saves, so the best saves of the week, month, and year. The digital bank sponsors the goal of the week, month, and year. So these elements are already being sponsored and bringing in revenue within the first 6 months of rolling out the platform. So, it does take time. As some of my colleagues have mentioned, it takes time to generate revenue. But in our case, because of the potential of football in Malaysia, we were able to bring that money in up front. So in some cases, you can generate that income faster than in others. But the more excuses and reasons you have for people to do things, the more eyeballs you'll be able to deliver, and the more data you'll be able to deliver directly to those sponsors. We have score predictor games, and again, the digital bank is the sponsor of the score predictor game. The good thing about MFL is they have multiple competitions under one umbrella. So we can have score predictor games for the league, the cup, all the different competitions. And these all can be sponsored by different brands. And we don't sell these individually. You roll it into the sponsorship package. So if one year you sold sponsorship for 1 million, the next year you can sell it for 1.2 million because of all the extra engagement that you're adding on your digital platform. And that brings money in through sponsorship. And also we're building a fantasy game. A lot of organizations try to sell sponsorship for fantasy, but in this case, the MFL prefers to build it themselves, because when you build things yourselves, you're controlling it, and you're also controlling the monetization and the growth of it. You're not letting a third party make decisions for you. So this is one of the other engagement elements for the MFL Live. So direct broadcasting as well. Although they have a broadcast partner in Malaysia, that partner doesn't take all of the 25,000 minutes. So some of the other matches that are not taken by the broadcaster are broadcast live on the platform. And again, we don't put it behind a paywall because we want more eyeballs. The more people that come, these broadcasts are sponsored on the platform, and that data is delivered to the sponsor. We also have, again, as we mentioned, the social commerce. So purchasing products on top of the content, not having to leave it, delivers much better returns than if we had to click the link and go to my shop. We prefer to actually just keep it right there. One of the only platforms in the world, we believe, that has this type of feature. Also engagement, having two-way live streams. Not everyone can make it to a meet and greet, but everyone, no matter where you are in the world, can participate in a digital or a virtual meet and greet. So creating these digital activations two-way, where you can hop on. So the guy in the bottom left is a football player. They're rolling his highlights right above him. And the two girls on the right and left are his fans. And so the host can bring people in, kick them out. You come in and ask a question. Thank you very much. Kind of like an old-fashioned radio talk show. So this is what we do visually and virtually. And every club can have these on a weekly basis. Every league, thank you. Players are also creating their own live streams. And also fans and content creators can create these live streams talking about the league as well. So user-generated content. So the league, the clubs, players, content creators, and sponsors can all create content on the platform. So this means that it takes the pressure off the league to produce thousands of bits and pieces of social media content. So we also have ticketing, automated revenue dashboards showing how much income the sponsors and advertisers are making, and as we mentioned, the live broadcasting as well. So it's a call to innovation. We call you all to give us a call and have a discussion about how this could be relevant to you. How can you be a global leader? How can you seize fan data control and drive your digital revenue? One last screen here, getting into the game, talking about some of the partners that we have. Malaysian Football League, of course, the Grappling Network in the US, Indonesian Basketball League, the top Indonesian news broadcaster, Immerse, which is a content creator platform, Persita, one of the top Indonesian football clubs, and Hollywood Balls, which is a UK content creator. So all you need is followers and viewers. That's all you need, and we will work with you. So let's get to work. Thank you very much. Red, yes.
Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, our second red card awardee of the day, Mr. James White. We're not done with you yet because we have a plaque of appreciation for you, courtesy of Sir Eric Shaw.
This one is really for the Malaysian Football League to complete their transition, their digital transformation. So well done, James, and thank you for being here.